Okay, hello everyone. Today we will discuss MapReduce programming. In this, first, suppose we have a words that file that contains a word. This is a file that contains a number of words. We want to calculate a number of words, how many times each word has occurred in a file. So we will write a mapper function, reducer function in using a Java language. Here first we have defined a project, Java project, new Java project. With the name, I've defined a project WC. This is a inside this project we have defined a package name, package. Here we define the class, Java class. I have used a word count as a project name. Inside the word count project I have defined a package name as pack. Inside the package name I have used a class name as word count. This is a word count class, this main class that contains a mapper function, reducer function and a one driver class. Driver class, it is used to execute the mapper function and reducer function. We have defined the class word count. Inside the word count we have defined two classes, mapper function and reducer function, with the name mapper function that will call a map class, and this is a reduce class that is used to introduce the implementation logic for the MapReduce program. Suppose we have a words, this is A, B, C, D. A. These are the words that contains in a file. We want to calculate how many times a word has occurred in a file. So we will provide an input to the mapper class as value. Then it will calculate. We have a parent class MapReduce base. We extend the map class with the parent class, that is MapReduce base, and implement a interface mapper that takes 4 arguments: log writable, text, int writable. When we implement a mapper interface, we have to override a method that is provided by the mapper interface, that is map. We have to override this method. It takes 4 arguments. First, key as a long writable, value that this is a text type, output collector that takes 2 arguments, text, int writable, and we have defined the object of the output collector as object. Here you can see we have used the output as an object of output collector that takes 2 arguments, text, int writable, and the last one, reporter. We have defined the object of reporter class, reporter. Output collector is basically collect the output of the mapper phase, and it reads the data in the network. We have an output collector class in a mapper phase and reducer case. In both the phases we emit the data in a network. This is done by the output collector, and we have a class reporter that update the counter value, that update the monitoring. That is basically a monitoring tool that monitor the counters and status of the MapReduce job. Here we have here the values provided by the input is split, and we have a record reader class that reads the values from the input file in the form of key and values. Key is the offset and the value is a line. Suppose you write a A, B, C, D. Then it read a first line, and it will count, it is assume as a value for the key as offset. This is a offset as 0 for the first line A, B, C, D, and this is a value. This value is retrieved in a text type value, text type in a value, and we convert this value into string using a method toString. And here we are converting a text value into string using a method toString, and we store the value into a variable v, that is string type. And in the next statement we have a class string tokenizer class that break the line into tokens. We have provided a value and the delimiter. So if we have a data comma separated, tab separated, or space separated, we have to provide the delimiter in a string tokenizer class. We have provided a delimiter space because the data is space separated. Here you can see data is space separated. We have provided a space that it break the line into tokens, and and the st that is the object of string tokenizer class it holds. And then we iterate the loop using a method has more token, then it will iterate the loop until the next last token is found. Suppose we have a tokens in the form A, B, C. This is the tokens that st tokenizer class holds. We have a method next token. It reads the token from the string tokenizer class. We have method next token. It reads the token from the string tokenizer class and is stored in the word. Here you can see we have used a statement string word st.next token. It reads the tokens from the string tokenizer class and it hold into a word. And we emit the data in a network using an output collector. We have a method of output collector as collect. It collect the data from the mapper face and it emit the data in a network. It emit the word as a key and the value as 1. In this form it emit the data. Suppose we have a data A, B, C, D, E, F. A. It emits the data from the mapper face as A1, B1, C1, D1. In this form it emits the data from the mapper face in the form of key and values. Key is the words and the values are 1. We have defined an anonymous object of iteratable class, that is a Hadoop iteratable type. Hadoop does not support the Java data types. Hadoop has own data types: iteratable, text, long writable, byte writable. So we have to use the Hadoop data type to image the data from the mapper face to network, or to get the data from the network to mapper or reducer face. We have to use a Hadoop data types. We made the data in the form of word and a 1. We provided inside the iteratable object as 1. Goes to the shuffling and sorting phase. After the shuffling and sorting phase, we have a reducer phase that performs the reduction on the data set. We use the class reduce. We extend the reduce class with the parent class, that is map reduce phase. It is a parent class for the mapper and reducer phase, and we implement the interface reducer that takes the 4 argument text iteratable. Why we use the text iteratable? Because we emitted the data from the mapper phase in the form of text iteratable. So we have to get the data retrieve the data in the form of text iteratable. Here you can see the first 2 argument is belong to the input to the reducer, and the last 2 argument text iteratable. It is the output from the reducer phase. We are retrieving a data from a network in the form of text iteratable, and we are emitting a data from a reducer phase in the form of text iteratable. When we implement a reducer interface, we have to override a class that is provided by the reducer interface, that is reduce. This is a reducer class. Here we have inside the reduce method we have 4 argument text type. Reducer takes the data in the form of key and list of values. It takes A1 as the key and the values as list of values. Suppose A has occurred 6 times in a file, so it counts the number of occurrence of the word A in the file. B has occurred 4 times, so we have to provide the logic to add values that are associated with the key A. So it takes the data from the network in the form of key and list of values. This is a key, that A, and an iterator that hold the values that in the form of iteratable 1 1 1 1. And we have a class output collector that collects the data from the reducer phase in the form of text iteratable. Here we have defined the argument of the output collector text iteratable, and we have defined the object of output collector as output. And we have another class reporter that update the counter value that is used to monitor the map reduce job, and is throwing a IO exception, input output exception. We have initialized the word count variable with a 0, and that is integer type. Here we have while. We iterate the loop using a has next method. Iterator has a method has next. It iterate the loop until the next value is found. Suppose we have a values that are associated with the word A. We have 4 values. Then it will iterate the loop 4 times, and it will get the value from the values that the iterator one by one, and it will update the word count variable with 1. Initially we have defined the variable word count as 0. Word count contains a 0 value initially. When we iterate the loop, then it update the word count variable with 1. In the next phase we have a value of word count as 1. If we have a 4 values that are associated with the key A, same key A, then it will update the word count variable with 4. So we have a updated value of word count as 4 that are associated with the key A. So it emits the data from the reducer phase to network in the form of key. We have used a output collector that has a method collect that takes the data from a reducer phase and emit the data in a network in the form of key and values. Key is the text type and the values as iterable. And key is the data value that has values associated. Key is, in this case, key is the A, and the value is word count value, that is 4. So it count the number of occurrence of the A word in the file. It has occurred 4 times in a file. In the same way, it count the values for the different keys that is emitted by the mapper phase. So we have implemented a map reduce logic. So we have to use a driver class that is used to invoke the mapper function and reducer function. Inside the main method public static void main that takes a string from the network through iOS exception. We have defined the job conf object. Here in this class we have to define all the configuration properties related to the map reduce program. And we have we have used the job conf object. In this we have passed the main class word count. This is the main class, outer class. Here this is the word count. This is the outer class. We have to pass this class inside the job conf. We set the job name set job by using a method set job name, that is word count example. In a job conf object, we have to define the set the mapper classes, reducer classes using a method set mapper class. Here we have a map class, that is map, and reducer class we have a name of the reducer class that is reduce. We are providing these two classes in a job conf object using a set mapper class, set reducer class. This is the methods. These are the method that is present in the job conf object. Now we have to set the input format, output format for the final result, and thus we have to set the output format for the mapper phase. Here we have a method set input format. This is the final output format for the job. Here we are using a set input format text input format, that data which is taken by the mapper phase in the form of text input format, that is default input format, and set output format. This is the final output data is emitted by the reducer phase in the form of text output format, that is default input format. Here we are providing a set output key class. The mapper phase emits the data in the form of text and iterable. Text is the key and iterable is the value. So we have to provide the key type and the value type in the set map output key. The data is emitted, the key is emitted by the mapper phase in the form of text, and the value is emitted by the mapper phase in the form of iterable. We have to set these two properties in the set map output key class, set map output value class. Now we have to set the final output key and value. Here the reducer phase is emitted the data in the network in the form of text iterable. We have a methods of job conf object, set output key class, set output value class. Set output key class belongs to a text and set output value class takes the iterable because the data is value is emitted by the reducer phase in the form of iterable. We have a classes file input format, file output format that takes the input directory, output directory from the user. So we are passing a argument 0 for the input directory and the argument 1 for the output directory. We have a class job client that is used to execute the MapReduce job on the cluster. Here we have a method of job client that is run job. Inside the run job we are passing an argument of the job conf object that is used to execute the job. It submit the job on the cluster and it start MapReduce. It submit the job to the job tracker, then job tracker manages and schedule the job for the different task tracker, and the task tracker perform the map and reduce task on the data nodes on the slot. So we have defined the mapper function and reducer function in a Java. So we have to export the jar file. We have to package the code mapper phase and reducer phase in a jar file. So we need to export the jar file, export, select the jar file, run. So we need to provide the destination path for the jar file. Here I am using a word count that is stored in a desktop folder. Save, next, next, and select the main class. Okay, fine, finish. The jar file is created and is stored in a desktop folder. So we are using one of the distribution that is Cloudera. We are using a CDS 3.7 for running a MapReduce job. Here we are using a FileZilla for transferring. It is a software application used to transferring a file from one host to another host. Here in my case we are transferring a file from a Windows system to a CDS 3.7. So we need to provide the IP address of the Cloudera CDS 3.7, username, password, and the port number for the CDS 3.7. Now when you provided these 4 arguments, host name, username, password, and port, and then click on the quick connect, then you are connected and then you can transfer the file using a FileZilla. Here we have selected we have to select a word count, then right click on the word count.jar file, then upload it. The file is uploaded in a home Cloudera desktop directory inside the CDS 3.7. Okay, we have got the file in a CDS 3.7 word count.jar file. We have a data set that contains of words. So we need to upload this file in SGFS using a command Hadoop SGFS commands. Hadoop DFS. First we need to create a directory inside the SGFS. We are creating a directory using that is WC in the root. So we need to copy the direct file inside the WC directory which is created earlier in the SGFS. Copy from local. Then drag and drop the input file, jar file. Okay, first we need to copy the data set inside the WC directory. Hadoop DFS, copy from local. Copy from local command is the Hadoop command, SGFS command. It is used to copy the data from local file system to SGFS. So and followed by the directory name WC. Here you can check whether the WC directory contains any file or not using a ls command. Yes, file is uploaded in a WC directory, that is word count dataset. So we need to run a MapReduce job inside the WC directory. We have a command Hadoop jar followed by the jar file. So we need to provide the input directory, output directory. Input directory is WC. I'm creating another directory inside the WC directory, that is out. Okay, I have provided a H is in capital, so H is small. Hadoop jar followed by the jar file W and followed by the input directory and output directory. Here you can see map has 0% completed, reducer 0%. Now the mapper phase has completed and then reducer phase will be executed. Okay, both phases will be completed, has completed 100%, had 100%. So we need to check our output directory, hadoop dfs -ls wc. Yes, the directory is created, that is out. So we need to check the out directory whether it contains the files. Yes, that means success. We have created a 3 files: success, log, part 0001. Log contains a logs. Success, it doesn't contain any content in our success directory. It's showing a job is successfully executed. So we need to check the part directory. Part, we have a command cat to show the content in a console. Here you can see the file. Asterisk has occurred 15 times in a file. This is the input data set which we had loaded in the SGFS. A has occurred 14 times. Ambari has occurred 1 time. Ambari has occurred 1 time. Ambari TM has occurred 1 time. Avro has occurred 1 time. That means it has counted a number of words, occurrence of the words in a file. This is all about how to write a map reduce program. First we have to write the mapper function, then reducer function. So we have to call these two functions inside the main method using a set mapper class, set reducer class. And then we transfer the file in a CDS 3%. Then we submit the job to the job tracker. First we need to create a directory. Then we have to load the file inside the directory. Then we can submit the job to the particular directory. Then the job tracker will take care of your jar file, and then it will submit, and then we'll submit the job to the different task tracker. Okay. Okay, thank you so much.